In the realm of trading, technical analysis is oftentimes done using technical indicators. More often than not, traders shy away from using these technical indicators. The reason for this is not just because of the lag that technical indicators usually come with, but also because in order to create a good technical analysis system, you would need to have several indicators on your chart. Sometimes it's 3 indicators, sometimes it's 5, and sometimes even 10.
Damn!
This leads me to wonder, what if there was a single indicator that could serve several different purposes? Imagine having a single indicator that acts as a trend filter, a volatility filter, and goes the extra mile to give you the buy and sell entry signals. That would be pretty cool, right? Well, turns out there actually is such an indicator, and in this video, we're going to talk about it. So let's get into it. So the indicator that we're talking about is called BX Trender. To add it to your chart, go to Tradingview and open the indicator search tab. Next, type in BX Trender. Select this one by Quant Therapy. The BX Trender indicator is a versatile 3-in-1 tool. It can be used in 3 significant ways. 1. For identifying buy and sell entry signals. 2. For trend identification. And 3. For momentum identification. Next, we will explore how we can use this indicator for these 3 purposes. But before that, let's explore this indicator's components. So this histogram that changes color from green to super dark green is called the BX Trender Trend Histogram. I know that because it's written right here. As you can see here, if I toggle this on and off, it's the one that gets affected. Next, this line on top of the BX Trender Trend Histogram is called the BX Trender Trend Line, as indicated right here. Now, what about this line? Well, this is called the BX Trender Oscillator, and the histogram behind it is called the BX Trender Oscillator Histogram. As you can see here, the style settings of this indicator has lots of customizations. You can basically change the color, the display style, and the thicknesses of each of these indicators' components. For the strategy we're going to showcase in this video, all the settings are going to be left at their default values. Now, let's go over how this indicator can be used to identify buy and sell entry signals, trends, and momentum. First, buy and sell entry signals. You see these green and red dots along the BX Trender oscillator? These are the buy and sell signals. The green dots are the buy signals, while the red dots are the sell signals. Second, momentum identification. This function is going to be carried out by the BX Trender Oscillator Histogram, this guy right here. When the histogram is colored green, that indicates a bullish market momentum, and when it's colored red, that indicates a bearish market momentum. But what is market momentum and why is it so important? Well, momentum is essentially the speed of price change in a particular trading security. It's important in technical analysis because it helps traders identify the direction that the market is likely gonna go to. Third, trend identification. This function is gonna be carried out by the BX Trender Trendline and Histogram. As previously mentioned, the line above the histogram represents the BX Trender Trendline, while the histogram itself represents the BX Trender Trend Histogram. When they both display a green color, that indicates a bullish trend, and when they turn red, that indicates a bearish trend. The BX Trender histogram also changes color to a darker shade of green during a bullish trend, signaling a market pullback or weakening of that particular bullish trend. Following closely, the BX Trender trendline changes its color to red to reflect this shift. Conversely, during a bearish trend, the BX Trender trend histogram is colored dark red by default. If a pullback or weakening of the bearish trend occurs, the histogram switches to a lighter shade of red, and correspondingly, the BX Trender trendline changes its color to green. Now, at this point in time, I know you may be thinking,
but how can I actually use this indicator to trade?
Well, I'm gonna tell you, but before that, what broker do you guys use to trade? Personally, I use Trade. As you can see here, this is my trading history. I mainly scalp gold. And up here, you can see that it's actually a live account. The reason why I love Trade so much is because of their extremely low commissions and spreads. On Forex, for example, the spreads can go as low as 0.0 pips, which is the lowest it can go. And for those of you that love high leverage, guess what? HenkoTrade offers a maximum leverage of 1 to 500. And if that's not enough, they're also going to give you a 100% bonus for all your deposits up to $25,000. So if you deposit, say, $34.50, they're going to give you a bonus of $34.50. So now you'll have a total of $69 to trade with. To access the bonus, as well as all the other perks, sign up to HenkoTrade using the link in the video description. Now, back to the video. Now, to trade using this indicator, here is how we're going to do it. For a long trade, the BX trend histogram should be colored green to indicate a short-term bullish trend. Next, the BX oscillator histogram should be colored green as well to indicate a bullish market momentum. Lastly, a green dot should be printed on the BX oscillator to indicate a buy signal. After all these conditions are met, we enter a long trade. Conversely, for a short trade, the BX trend histogram should be colored red to indicate a short-term bearish trend. Next, the BX oscillator histogram should be colored red as well to indicate a bearish market momentum. Lastly, a red dot should be printed on the BX oscillator to indicate a sell signal. After all these conditions are met, we enter a short trade. Now, this is good. However, you will notice that the BX trend histogram can only be used to identify short-term trends in the market.
What?
I couldn't find the right way in the input settings of this indicator to also identify long-term trends, so for that reason, we're gonna add another indicator for long-term trend confirmations. On the indicator search tab, type in Donchian Trend, this one by Lonesome the Blue. Double-click on it to access the settings panel. On the Inputs tab, change the length to 200 and reduce the line width to 1. Then on the Style tab, disable these 2 character options and then click OK. The Donchian Trend is a tool used in technical analysis to identify trends in the market and potential entry points using the upper and lower bands of the Donchian channels. The way we're going to use this to identify long-term trends in the market is really simple. Whenever the trend line is colored green and the price is constantly trading above it, that indicates a long-term bullish trend. Conversely, whenever the trend line is colored red and the price is constantly trading below it, that indicates a long-term bearish trend. Now, to trade using this combined indicator strategy, here is how we're going to do it. To take a long trade, the first thing that we need to do is to establish that the market is in a long-term bullish trend. To do that, we just make sure that the Donchian Trend indicator is colored green and the price is trading above it. Second, we need to confirm that the market is in a short-term bullish trend. To do that, we just make sure that the BX trend histogram is colored bright green like it is right here. Next, we need a buy signal to be printed by the BX indicator. To confirm that, we're going to wait for a green dot to be printed on the BX oscillator. Also, for this buy signal to be valid, this green dot needs to be printed below the zero line. If it gets printed above the zero line like this one, that setup becomes invalid. Next, at the time this green dot is printed, the BX oscillator histogram should be colored green. This indicates the presence of enough bullish momentum in the market to push the price all the way to take profit. All our entry conditions are met on this candle, so we're gonna enter a long trade here. The stop loss is gonna be set below the most recent swing low, and for the take profit, we're gonna set it at 2.5 times the risk. We let the trade run and take profit. For short trades, we're just going to reverse all the conditions. The first thing that we need to do is to establish that the market is in a long-term bearish trend. To do that, we just make sure that the Donchian Trend indicator is colored red and the price is trading below it. Second, we need to confirm that the market is in a short-term bearish trend. To do that, we just make sure that the BX trend histogram is colored dark red like it is right here. Next, we need a sell signal to be printed by the BX trender indicator. To confirm that, we're gonna wait for a red dot to be printed on the BX trender oscillator, like this one. Also, for the sell signal to be valid, this red dot needs to be printed above the zero line. If it gets printed below the zero line like this one, that setup becomes invalid and we'll have no choice but to skip it. Next, at the time this red dot is printed, the BX trender oscillator histogram should be colored red. This indicates the presence of enough bearish momentum in the market to push the price all the way to take profit. All our entry conditions are met on this candle, so we're gonna enter a short trade here. The stop loss is gonna be set above the most recent swing high, and for the take profit, we're gonna set it at 2.5 times the risk. We let this trade run and take profit. This is just one of the many strategies that you can do using the BX trender indicator. You can even use it alongside price action, or support and resistance, or smart money concepts, or ICT. The opportunities are endless. The goal of our YouTube channel, as well as similar channels out there, is to just give you the basic ideas of trading strategies in form of indicator combinations, upon which you can find the inspiration to create your own profitable trading systems. So if you're looking for that indicator, the one that will be the greatest addition ever to your trading strategy, then hit the like button below and consider subscribing to stay tuned. Thanks for watching. See you next time.